Hi, and thanks for joining me. If you're someone who works long hours, finds it hard to unplug, and often puts relationships on hold to meet one more deadline, this message is for you. Because here's the truth we don't say enough: you can be successful and still feel deeply disconnected. While hard work is often seen as a virtue, social psychologists have shown that relational well being is just as important, if not more, than productivity. So today, we're exploring the psychological costs of workaholism and the life changing value of connection. Let's start with a definition. Workaholism isn't just working hard, it's a compulsive need to work, even when it damages your health, happiness, or relationships. Workaholics often struggle to disconnect. Even during leisure time, their minds are still back at the office. It's a mindset driven by pressure, internal and external, to prove worth through performance. While society might celebrate this kind of hustle, psychology paints a much more complex picture. Left unchecked, workaholism can become a form of avoidance, a way to escape vulnerability and emotional presence. Now let's flip the lens. High quality relationships are among the strongest predictors of life satisfaction. Not wealth, not titles, not productivity, relationships. Strong social bonds protect us from stress, support our immune system, and even extend our lives. They help us feel safe, valued, and emotionally grounded. When you're supported, you're more resilient. When you feel seen, you feel more human. That's something no paycheck can replace. Unfortunately, workaholism often comes at the cost of these very relationships. Think about it. If your mind is always at work, how can you be fully present with the people around you? Over time, you may unintentionally send the message that your job matters more than your loved ones. Even when you're physically in the room, your emotional absence speaks volumes. That's when resentment can build. Moments are missed, and the people you love may stop reaching out, not because they don't care, but because they believe you're not available. This is the slow erosion of connection, and it's often invisible until it's too late. When I was younger, my dad was a workaholic. He worked incredibly hard to provide for our family, and I'll always admire that. What I always remember is how often he was gone, physically or mentally, even when he was home. There were school events, family dinners, even just regular events that felt incomplete because his attention was usually elsewhere, typically work. I didn't understand it fully as a kid, but I remember missing him even when he was sitting right there. Now, as an adult, I see how easy it is to fall into that same pattern. That experience taught me that presence matters just as much as provision, and that no amount of hard work can replace moments of real connection. That's why this topic isn't just theoretical for me, it's deeply personal. As adults, we seek emotional security in our relationships. But when someone becomes avoidant, often a pattern seen in workaholics, they tend to pull away from intimacy, rely only on themselves, and keep others at a distance. It might feel safer or more efficient to focus only on tasks, but emotionally, it creates distance. When we choose productivity over vulnerability, we risk losing the very things that make life meaningful. But here's where things start to shift, because you can rebuild connection. Prosocial behavior, helping others, giving attention, showing kindness, actually improves your own well being. Helping someone else brings perspective. It makes you feel useful in different, deeper ways. It grounds you in the present moment. And the best part? It doesn't have to be grand. It could be giving someone your full attention for 5 minutes, sending a kind message, or making someone laugh. Small acts create ripples, and those ripples rebuild trust and connection. When we work with others, rather than alongside or in competition with them. We rebuild emotional closeness. Think about things like cooking a meal together, doing a project with your child, or simply planning something as a team. These shared experiences build a sense of we instead of me. It's cooperation, not competition, that reconnects us. So, what can you do if you're stuck in the workaholic cycle? Here's one small, powerful tool: the relationship check in. Ask yourself, who have I unintentionally neglected lately? When was the last time I truly listened without multitasking? What's one small way I can show up for someone this week? Then, block off time to do it. Put it on your calendar. Make it as important as any work meeting. You don't have to fix everything overnight, but small steps lead to big changes. Start with showing up and keep showing up. Let me leave you with this. Success isn't just about what you achieve, it's also about who's there to share it with you. You don't have to choose between ambition and connection. You can pursue your goals and nurture the relationships that give life meaning. Remember, love and belonging aren't distractions, they're essential. So, yes, work harder, but don't forget to love harder.